This lesson is going to cover the 4 words this, that, these, and those. We use these words in English to refer to a specific thing. So let me give you an example. If I had a sentence like pasta is delicious, without any of these qualifying words, what I'm saying is that all pasta is delicious. In general, pasta is delicious. I enjoy eating it. If, however, instead I have this pasta is delicious, then I'm referring to a specific pasta that's close by me that my listener would know I'm referencing this specific pasta. So that's what these words do. Instead of speaking in general, it directs the listener to something in specific, in particular. So let me give you another example using that. If I were talking about games in general being boring, I would be speaking about all games. But if instead what I have is that game was boring, then I'm referring to a specific game that we just saw or we just played. That game in particular was boring. If I have these shoes don't fit me, I'm referring to a very specific pair of shoes that don't fit. And again, my listener or my reader, if I were writing, would know exactly what shoes I was referencing. And finally, if I have those directions were confusing, then I'm referring to a specific set of directions that I received, and those very directions were hard to follow. Okay, so next I'm going to explain the differences between these 4 words. So that's what they all have in common. They all refer to a specific thing or things, but there's a difference in terms of which of these 4 words that you would use. So the difference between the usage of this, that, these, and those has to do with whether the item that you're referencing is close to you, is nearby, is here, or if the item that you're referencing is far away, is over there. So that's one distinction. The second difference has to do if the item that you're referencing is singular, if there's one item, or if there are many, if it's plural. So this, the word this, is the word that you would use if you're referencing a single thing, like a cat, and it's nearby. This cat is friendly. This means I'm referencing this cat that's right next to me, that's here, that I could touch, and there's one cat. If, on the other hand, I'm still talking about one cat, but the cat is far away, that is when I would use the word that. It still is a single cat, but this time the cat is far away from me, so I'm saying that cat over there is friendly. So this and that are words that you use when you're referring to a singular noun or a singular thing. This references something that's close. That references something that's far. If, on the other hand, I'm talking about a group of cats that are close to me, that's when I would use the word these. So in that case, they're a group of cats and they're close by. If I'm referring to a group of cats who are far away, that's when I would use those. So these cats, plural, are close to me. Those cats over there are far. So again, this, that, these, and those are referring to a specific thing or a group of things, but the difference between them has to do with whether the noun is singular or plural, and whether the noun is close by, is near, or whether it's far away from you. So again, one difference between the usage of these words has to do with where the noun is located in space, whether it's close to you or whether it's far away. But the difference can also have to do with when the noun has occurred, with the passage of time. So if you're referring to something that is happening right now, close to you, then you would use this or these, and again, singular, plural. If you're referring to something that happened in the past, it's already finished, it's far from you, that's when you would use that or those. So let me give you an example with this. If I'm eating right now, then I would be saying this steak is delicious. I'm eating the steak right now. If, on the other hand, I'm still referring to something happening now, but it's plural, like fries, that's when I would use these. So again, the fries, I'm eating the fries right now. Plural, there's a group of fries, so these fries are too salty. But if I'm referring to something that happened in the past that's far away from me, that's when I would use that or those. So for example, if I already finished, dessert isn't salty, that would be terrible. If I've already finished eating dessert in the past, I already finished eating it, I'm not eating it right now, it happened in the past, I would say that dessert was too sweet. So I'm referring to dessert that I've already finished eating, that happened in the past. And same is true with those. If I'm referring to something plural that happened in the past, that's when I would use those. So if I already ate onion rings in the past, I already finished eating them, that's when I would use those. So this and these refer to things that are happening right now. That and those refer to things that already finished that happened in the past. We also use this, that, these, and those to introduce people. So if I am introducing people who are standing right next to me, again, the distinction is close versus far. If I'm introducing someone who's standing right next to me, I would say, this is my friend Shelley, for example. That would mean Shelley is standing right there next to me and I'm introducing her. This is my friend Shelley. If I'm introducing a group, plural, a group of people standing next to me, I would say these. These are my brothers, John and Chris. These guys are my brothers, John and Chris, referring to a group of people, introducing them if they're standing right there by me. If, on the other hand, I'm introducing someone who's far away, so I'm telling the person I'm conversing with that that person over there is someone I know, and I'm talking about a single person who's far away, that's when I would use that. So if my friend Shelley is across the room, I would say that is my friend Shelley. Likewise, if I'm introducing a group of people who are far away, I would say those guys over there are my brothers, John and Chris, those people across the room. So what's important for you to remember is that this and these refer to things that are close to you in space, where they are, or in time, and that and those refer to things that are far away from you or that happened in the past. Okay, so what I want to do now is have you check your knowledge and see if you can tell, given these sentences, what word would go in each of these blanks. So what I'm asking is what word would go at the beginning of each of these sentences, and I'm going to give you some hints. So in this first sentence, people standing next to me are my coworkers. So the question is, would it be this, that, these, or those? And the clue has to do with the fact that it's plural, because it's a group of people, people is plural, and that they're standing next to me, they're close by. So the word that we use when we're talking about a plural noun that's close to us is these. These people standing next to me are my coworkers. Let's look at the next example. Blank test we took yesterday was hard. So what you want to pay attention to in that sentence is that it's a singular noun and that it happened in the past far away from you. So what is the word that you use if you're talking about a singular noun in the past? You would say that. That test, singular, that happened in the past, that test we took yesterday was hard. The next one, blank books on that bookshelf need to be dusted. It's plural, and this is your clue. If I'm referencing the bookshelf, that bookshelf, then I'm referring to something that's far away. So if I have plural and it's far away, I would use those. Those books on that bookshelf need to be dusted. The final one, cup of coffee is singular, and I'm drinking it right now. So the word that you use to refer to a singular noun that's happening right now is this. Okay, so this lesson talked about when we use these, that, those, and this, what they have in common, which is that they're referring to something specific, something in particular. And the way they differ has to do with whether the thing you're referencing is singular or if it's plural, and whether it's close to you in space and time or whether it's far away.